Nowadays, you hear a lot of people using the term neocon, which is short for neoconservative, which is different than your traditional conservative. So you may be asking yourself how you can tell if you or someone you know is a neocon. If you have named your sons Rudy, Jeb, or Scooter, you might be a neocon. If you believe that shut up is a reasonable response in a debate, then you might be a neocon. If you have ever called CNN the Clinton News Network, you might be a neocon. If you believe the Bill of Rights isn't important because it's only there to protect criminals, you might be a neocon. If you still believe that there are weapons of mass destruction in Iraq, you might be a neocon. If you believe that Michael Savage represents a voice of reason, you might be a neocon. If you believe that the biggest problem with NAFTA is that it didn't go far enough, you might be a neocon. If you think we made mistakes in the war in Iraq, but we'll get it right the second time, you might be a neocon. If you want the military to add 100,000 more soldiers, but think your sons are serving the country by helping get you elected, you might be a neocon. If you believe that a man marrying another man is an abomination, but a man marrying his second cousin is okay, then you might be a neocon and a redneck. If you have ever used the phrase Islamo-fascist, you might be a neocon. If you believe in the sanctity of this life and this life, but don't mind putting these two in harm's way, you might be a neocon. If you believe that big government is evil, except for when it advances your agenda, you might be a neocon. If you still believe that Middle Eastern countries hate us because of the freedoms that she has, instead of what we do to them, you might be a neocon. If you believe that all drug users belong in prison, well, not all drug users, you might be a neocon. If you believe that Fox News is fair and balanced, you might be a neocon. If you believe that stopping the Iranian nuclear program is the key to taking away the weapons the terrorists need to attack us, you might be a neocon. If you explain difficult foreign policy issues by using phrases like "we broke it, we bought it," you might be a neocon and a dummy. If you claim to be opposed to the war in Iraq, but won't promise to have the troops home by 2013, you might be a neocon. If you believe that we have the right to police the world because God loves us more, you might be a neocon. If you advocate wiretapping mosques while you practice a religion that doesn't allow the general public into your temple, you might be a neocon. If you believe that we need a strong military to spread freedom and democracy around the world, you might be a neocon. If you don't like paying taxes, so you decide to put your spending on your children's tab, you might be a neocon. If you believe that the terrorists hate us because we're free, and so the best way to fight them is to give up some of our freedom, you might be a neocon. If you believe that your party can win a general election while supporting a war that 70% of Americans are opposed to, then you are definitely a neocon. Folks, it's just not funny anymore, and I'm ready to take back my party with the only presidential candidate who is a true conservative, Congressman Dr. Ron Paul. Visit ronpaul2008.com to find out more about how we will take back the Republican Party.